Good evening, everyone. And he's dancing in the background to the song. Brilliant. Love it. This is Bazzatees and UFC, even though it's not really Bazzatees and UFC. This is our 1,000th subscriber episode. It's a massive thank you to everybody out there who has subscribed so far. We're up to 1,256 the last time I looked, I think, which is just incredible, considering we've only been doing this since about May, I think, May, June. And since I started getting everyone else involved, that's only been a few months. So, we've got so much stuff going on. It's just incredible we've got there. We're giving away some great prizes. So we're going to talk about them and what prizes we may be able to offer in the future. So let's get the party started in a way. So I'll just very quickly ask everyone, please hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. If you enjoy the content, there's so much of it. Should be a show nearly every day now on this channel. Might not be live, pre-recorded as well sometimes, but there will be a show almost every day. 7 days a week, can you believe it? Sponsor of the channel, still need to get payment for it, is the Mrs. FM by Claire. She is selling replica perfumes and aftershaves of all the top brands. They're able to do it because they use a different oil, but it smells exactly the same. So it's well worth it. I've got a few, sold about 19 bottles in a couple of days to work colleagues and stuff like that. So, and I believe Billy actually uses it as well, but from someone else. Boo. Not good. But yeah, so that's all the formalities out the way. We're not going to do an intro video because we don't have one for 1,000 subscribers. Let's just bring the guys in. Got a couple of the regulars, Annie and Billy. So Annie does our 3-0, who cares? It's only England. So Annie does our championship roundup on a Sunday, which we need to improve a little bit because it's a great show and it deserves more viewers. Him and Simon have got a good rapport going and it's a fantastic watch. Sometimes banter, that's exactly what we want on that kind of show. And Billy, you do the sweet spot with Bill, who hopefully will be able to pop in at some point. You're going to be doing a rugby show, hopefully, fingers crossed, if everything goes well. And you obviously helped me out with the Newcastle content as well. So, yeah. Annie, first of all, let's come to you. Why do you enjoy it? Why do you do it? Because I told you to.
just one thing quickly. On Billy, I don't like rugby. Anyways, You told me the first time. You asked me the first time, and I said no, and I rejected because
you did reject me.
And I said no because I didn't see me just coming on. I didn't see what this channel could do, but then afterwards, the second time you offered me the role, and then I think you kind of explained it a bit better, and then after that, I really kind of bought into it, and I was like, right, this could be a massive, massive success. I think with the growth that has already got through the channel, I think that is just like evidence to, I think, why many people decided to go on the channel, and I really enjoyed it because I've met some new friends. Simon, I mean, he doesn't like Martin and Wells, but. He doesn't like Sheeran Sutton, but it's all a bit of banter at the end of the day, and I absolutely love the championship show. Hosting it's been great. Been a few blips in the way, but mostly it's been smooth sailing, and hopefully in the future as well is good.
Yep, we'll get there, and we'll get more viewers to that one, and get a few more people involved as well. Hopefully, when they see how good it is. I love the new thumbnail that was created by Stephen for it as well. I've been working with Stephen trying to, make them pop a bit more because the ones I do are crap. Let's just face it, the shit. I tried my best. I pay a monthly subscription to Canva. I'm going to cancel it, and Stephen's just going to be my man from now on.
Why do you pay? Why do you pay to Canva? I don't pay to Canva. I just use my normal thumbnails from Canva. I don't pay for them.
Yeah, but you pay to get more options, don't you? So, Billy, shut up about the football. We don't care about that. Randolph, how's it going, mate?
I'm good. How are you guys?
You're good. I'm really good. So everyone, Randolph obviously does the crypto talk. He also did a Friday sports talk, which he's obviously had to put in the background at the moment with his amazing crypto. Basically, everything kicking off with SafeMoon, isn't it? Fingers
Yeah,
crossed.
Obviously, I've been yeah. I've been dealing in crypto since 2015, but in the last 2 years, it's just grown and grown, and the percentage of the world population is starting to catch on. But the concept, obviously, I won't bore you with the details because we've spoken about it at length. But yeah, the way it'll work with the show. So we've done one show already, and there's nearly 600 views. I'm going to try and upload that second one tonight. There's another one going to come up within the next week because one of the cryptocurrencies is changing its from version 1 to version 2, and I'll be doing an education video with the senior moderator of the actual cryptocurrency.
Wow.
Which is, it's got 3 million holders. It's only been out for 7 months, and it's got projects, and they've already signed up governments in the Gambia and stuff like that to. The adoption is going to be huge, so we've got him on. I say my Twitter has grown up to nearly 4,500 followers in the last 3 months. So it's ridiculous. I'm in Twitter Spaces most evenings with 4 others who are moderators with SafeMoon and and other cryptocurrency gurus. So it's a good learning curve. But as I said, I've been in it for quite a long time, and the audience participation seems to be huge. So hopefully these next 2 videos will easily surpass the last one, and then just grow from there.
Awesome. So obviously I spoke to you through your colleague who's unfortunately had to leave the show. Why did you decide to join me? What was it just my incredible good looks and charm that you just couldn't say no? Or was there another reason why you wanted to do it on this channel?
Yeah,
it's got to be the good looks.
Ginger stick together.
Damn right we do. I just live with it now.
No, in all seriousness, you came on the show once, with Martin, and sometimes you click with people, sometimes you don't. Sometimes you do an interview with somebody, and they may be really knowledgeable at what in their field, but they come up with one-word answers, or they're not very outgoing. Certain characters kind of click. And when we did our show, I thought it was a good show. There was banter, it was back and forth, and I just thought, this guy's a good guy. Even though he's a Geordie. So I thought, yeah, it was good.
You had to get that in, didn't he?
yeah. No, but yeah, in all seriousness, yeah, it was good fun, and when certain characters click, then you want to work with them, you want to do more, and that was basically the catalyst to it. Yeah,
it was a great show. I really enjoyed it. It's a shame that Martin had to drop out, but obviously home life and stuff gets in the way, doesn't it? Sometimes, because your Friday talk show was. I know we do a lot of football stuff on the channel already, but I always like to hear different opinions and different voices and different angles about games and about how the results went. Hopefully you can bring it back, but we'll just have to wait and see, because I know this crypto thing is getting bigger and bigger and bigger. So I know this is technically a World of Sport TV channel, but crypto, I'm nowhere near into it as you are, but I'm stupid enough to throw money at it. So that's why I bring it to the channel as well, because I want people to educate themselves, because there's a lot of people out there throwing money at things they don't really understand. So it's good to have some proper inside knowledge, isn't it?
I think it works both ways as well. Obviously, pretty much all of the people that I've got in to become subscribers, they're all crypto people, and they're going to watch other videos as well. There's only one crypto video out there at the moment that I've done with 8 other people who were in the room, who are 2 of them have got YouTube channels of their own. It's unfortunate that one guy, SafeMoon Joe, had COVID, because he's got like 40,000 subscribers. I'm on a space probably Monday with a guy called Moonboy, who's got his own YouTube channel. I think he's got 15,000, and he stuck 40 grand into a cryptocurrency live on his channel the day before yesterday. So there's some big players out there who I've already got involved with, as well as some of the SafeMoon teams. So it'll be good to bring it in, because it's kind of synergy with the sport as well. A lot of them are youngsters. You don't see many old people coming into crypto, because it's the next revolution. Crypto
Yes.
will take over from cash in 10, 15, 20 years. Already, nobody's using cash. You use your phone, you use your card, contactless. It's getting that way. So that's the next stage. So, the guys here and the people watching, the viewers, that's the next generation. And if it carries on with the sport as well, they'll be watching some of the, especially because most of them, to be fair, I'd say 90% of the subscribers I've brought across are from America.
Right.
So if you're doing stuff like, American shows, basketball, is not just the Premier League, because they do like soccer out there, and they like other things.
Golf as well. Obviously, Billy's show on a Monday night. We're trying to capture the American audience for that because they love
exactly.
golf. So yeah, it's all going to tie into it, and this is why I was, so happy you were going to do it, because it just brings another dimension, doesn't it? And we've got wrestling coming up on a Saturday as well, and there might be crypto guys, younger guys like the WWE and the WWC and all this sort of stuff. So yeah, it's going to work well. I'm loving it. Let's bring Tom in. He's waiting patiently in the background. Tom.
Hello. How are we doing? You all right?
Yeah, good. You, mate?
Hello.
Hello. So Tom had him involved in Channel 69 News, which kind of did all right to start with, but flopped due to, trying to get it out every Sunday night or Monday morning to bring a weekly update of all sports across, everything really. But again, work always gets in the way, doesn't it? But I spoke to Tom 2 days ago and I said, right, I want you back and I want an F1 show because F1's huge. And you've greatly said yes. It's like, yes. So on a Monday between 12 and 2 in the afternoon, you're going to be bringing an F1 show, hopefully co-hosted with Paul from the Tomb Review channel. Who loves F1 as well. He's so passionate about it. He stepped in when you couldn't do it. So I'm hoping you're going to hit it off together and it's going to be a great show.
Yeah. I am really looking forward to it. I've got a few ideas and basically it's just going to be a good old rabbiting on of me talking about Formula One for an hour.
Yes. An hour is probably not long enough in some people's eyes, but
it's not for me, no.
10 minutes was long enough for me when you and Paul used to do your little snippets for 69 News, and I used to love listening to it because you both had so much passion for the sport, and I could really understand what was going on. And because for me, Formula One racing is always the start, the middle, and the finish. Forget about the rest. You're just going around the same track 64 times. It gets a bit boring for me. But so why did you decide to come back, Tom?
Well, it was a bit of a spur of the moment thing, to be honest. I was doing your mental health show with you, and you mentioned it, and I thought, you know what, I really want to do it, but before, I had a few issues at home, and there was the time pressure of getting something together late on a Sunday, and it just wasn't working. Not with having a 2-year-old running around anyway. It was just a bit crazy. So when you said that you'd changed it up a bit, I thought, oh, you know what, it could work this time. So let's give it a go.
We got a fan already. Looking forward to it. He's even said Lewis is on Paul. I didn't know about that. There you are. But everyone will find out on Monday when you do your show.
They will. Yeah.
And it's great to hit 1,000. I mean, like I say, we're well over 1,000 now. This show is a little bit overdue. It's grown so quickly because I was mad enough, basically, to private message 2,900 people on Twitter who follow me and asked them to subscribe to my channel. And along with the other great work that Richard did, Randolph did as well with these crypto guys. He must have added about 200, I reckon, quite easily. Richard added some Villa fans, Stevie, some West Ham fans as well. But they really shot up over, I think it took me 9 to 10 days to send out all those messages, just constantly going through Twitter and going through it. And it worked.
It's a lot of copy and pasting.
It was a lot of copy and pasting, especially when you can only send 10 at a time, because then Twitter blocks you for about a few minutes saying there's something going on here. So, but it worked out in the end. We are all well. Universal Sports fans on Meta covers all sports. I don't know who they are. Was that us? I don't know. Let's bring Richard in, our Villa fan, and he's done some great work on the Villa podcast. Again, another guy who had his own podcast show. I've had him on my channel a few times, talking Villa when Newcastle were playing them. A bit like Randolph, I got him on and we hit it off. He does live in Newcastle. I've never even met him. Can you believe it? And I asked him, I told him about the project of this channel, and he obviously liked it because he's still here and he's still working hard on it, and his show is really reaping the rewards now, isn't it?
Yeah, it's great, to be honest, Barry, and I just think it was a great opportunity. I thought about it for a couple of days, and at the time, it was just the timing was right. Like Richard, who does the show with me, he was having a little one, and he just came at the right time to keep the momentum going of the show. But it's added another dimension to it, to be honest, given the things that you can do with this platform, the live shows, and with at the and bringing in the other lads, Sam and George as well. And I think we've we've well over doubled our interaction in terms of the show via views and listens. So it's only going to keep going with the support from you and the rest of the guys on the channel.
Yeah, I think you're over 300 now on most of your videos, the way things are going up. And it just takes that little bit of advertisement, that little bit of hard work, just getting the right people to watch it, then retweet it, and then getting them to subscribe. And it's getting there. The proof is in the pudding, isn't it, really?
Absolutely. And the more things you can do, the little images that you can put on, the way you can interact with people's comments like you do on your shows, and lots of little things we've got planned, a couple of interviews coming up, and maybe even fans forums that I know you've mentioned before as well, to try and bring that into play as well. So loads of stuff, and it's great, to be fair.
It's awesome, isn't it? Randolph, there's one for you. Paul is a big crypto guy. I will drop I'll drop you his Twitter handle so you can start following each other, and he'll obviously want to go on your spaces and stuff like that. And he's actually a really great guy, Paul. He actually advertises our shows on his Facebook platform, which I think's got between 300, 500 follows on it that we might not know. So he's just someone who's liked the channel, and he's just decided off his own back to advertise us for free. And I just think that's incredible that he's done that for us. So it's amazing how many nice people you actually meet and actually get helping you without even asking. It's crazy. But yeah, he's one of them. So I'll let you know about that. I found this channel through the championship, then messaged you on Twitter, Barry, to see if I could join, and let me join now. I love the show, especially with the banter. Yes, you're very good on the championship show, mate. Annie, obviously, running that one. Billy, obviously, let's come to you because we've not spoke to you, because I know you're going to be here for a while. You always are. You have to be. You're my co-host. I obviously started this whole journey thinking about how I could get more people together, and I started off asking Billy. He was my first recruit. Why did you join, Billy? Why did you decide to do it?
It's a long story. I started watching The Horseman on Toon of You with you, John Sinclair, PvP, and Paul, obviously. Thoroughly enjoyed it that much. Thought you had great chemistry. I thought, well, maybe it's something like this kind of platform would suit what I can bring to the table. You asked for a golf expert and I say expert in the loosest possible terms, on Twitter. I put myself forward to do some golf stuff on what was then Channel 69 News, which was kind of golf with a bit of humour added. Tried and failed at the humour bit most of the time, sometimes paid off. And then you kind of messaged me and said, I'm looking to get more people on board with my channel and increase the channel's subscribers and output, and with your sporting knowledge. Because not only have I been doing golf, I've branched out into cycling and all sorts of sports on Channel 69 News. He said, with your sporting knowledge, you could be an asset to the channel. And I kind of thought about it, and I thought, well, that's a nice thing to come on stage. And that's 5-0 to England and over kick from Kane, hat trick. in the first half. So yeah, that's a nice thing to say. Yeah, but I appreciate the fact that you actually took time to see what I was saying and what we're doing, and obviously interact with me on the Horseman too, and comments and things. So yeah, I got on board, and I was nervous about it. The first thing we did was the Ryder Cup, wasn't it? That was
yes.
Kind of 3 days of torture. Brought a lot of views, but yeah, and I thoroughly enjoyed talking sport with people. Didn't matter what sport really, but mainly football, but cricket too, golf, rugby, which we're going to do later. And yeah, I thoroughly enjoyed everything we've been on the channel, and I think I'd like to think that we can go even further. And I'm glad to be on board. I really am. It's one of the best things I've ever done. Because it's kind of, especially through lockdown, I live on my own and divorced. It was kind of lonely with lockdown, not being able to go out and stuff. And so this kind of platform has been a godsend to me. And yeah, I'll thank everyone that's kind of participated and interacting with me through this. So yeah, it's been a great thing for me to be involved with.
That Ryder Cup show was brilliant from you two. It was
it was hard work. I can tell you that.
You did, but it was so good. I just kept coming in and out of it. But yeah, you boys showed some real stamina to keep that going for the 3 days.
I think it totaled up something like 26 hours in the end, 27 hours in 3 days. It was mental. But the first day, on the Friday, obviously the Friday, it was the most important day. It's the first day. I think we hit something like 60, 70 live views. And then we ended up with like 7,500 views over that 7 hours. Then it died off because we were that bad. I think the game was over after the first day. It was terrible. But we kept at it. We kept going at it. And I actually have found more respect for commentators now, because trying to explain a shot and the layout and everything so quickly and how they do it and so calmly, it's crazy. Because when we hit a good shot, I'm just like, wait a minute, I've got to tell you what's actually happened. Jesus, sorry guys.
That only happened 3 times though in 3 days. So
it did, yeah. It did. So Randolph, back to you, pal. What are we expecting from you in the next coming week, month, maybe half a year potentially? What's Safe Moon looking like, and what's the crypto world going to bring us?
The adoption of crypto is just going to increase. I think the UK is quite far behind regarding the government side of things. If you look to the States, they've got they're talking about it in the Senate. They're talking about people like the mayor of New York and the mayor of Miami. They're taking their first 3 paychecks next year in Bitcoin.
Wow.
People like Lionel Messi had a part of his transfer fee paid in PSG coin. El Salvador is the first country that has literally got that now as their second currency. And I think they bought X amount of Bitcoin not long ago, and they made that much profit in the first few months. They built in 20 schools with the profit. So that's just on a macro level on one side of things, but on the Safe Moon side of things, which is just, you say cryptocurrency, really Bitcoin is surpassed it. It's not cryptocurrency. It's a store of value. You can't really make a lot of money if you've got 100 grand spare and you put it into Bitcoin. You've got 1.5 Bitcoin, so it would need to double in value just to pick up 100 grand. Where if you put your 100 grand into, I don't know, a currency that's say 10th or 100th, you could times your 100 grand by 100 in the space of a couple of months. So you wouldn't do that anymore. It's too stable. So it's becoming a commodity like gold. Whereas these other ones, again, SafeMoon's one example. It's a tech company. It's going to be producing energy in the Gambia with wind turbines, and they're going to be offset with SafeMoon currency. So if you lived there, you would get paid in cryptocurrency for having green energy coming into your house. Like I suppose here when they did the solar panels, where you generate enough energy that is too much for your bill, and then you just sell it back to the grid. It's similar to that, but it's like a tiny portion of what they're looking to do. not just in the Gambia but worldwide. So it's kind of like the tip of the iceberg regarding blockchain technology and other stuff that it's mind blowing. It really is, and to be in it at the beginning. It's going to be a crazy probably 2 months until we find out a lot more what's going on, and then in the next 2 years it's just going to skyrocket.
It's crazy, isn't it? I've got
Yeah.
quite a lot of it. Fingers crossed it goes boom. Quit my job, just do YouTube, just live on my crypto money.
Yeah.
That's what I'm hoping for. Tom, F1, how many shows have we got lined up, do you think, in the next, because this we're halfway through the season, aren't we?
Oh, well, we're pretty much towards the end, to be honest.
Oh, damn.
Yeah.
Well, see, that shows you how much I know about F1.
So, no, we've got Brazil this week, Qatar next week. Then we've got a week's break for Saudi Arabia. Sorry, I'm trying to do this off the top of my head here.
No, that's fine.
And then I think the week after that is Abu Dhabi. So then it will be the off season until March time. So things will probably slow down after that, and maybe a bi-weekly show of just news and gossip and more opinions, because I've always got an opinion about something. But I think each show will be a case of going sort of doing like a rerun through the qualifying. There won't be any. Well, there'll be a sprint race to talk about this week, but I believe this is the last one. Then we'll go into the races. Again, we'll be talking opinions about the racing and the drivers. We'll be talking. Who does Tom think will win the drive? Oh, that's a good one. I think you have to tune in on Monday to find that one out.
Good answer.
Good answer. Good answer.
So yeah, there'll be pretty much a sort of star driver of the week and a bit of a dick of the day section, where I'll probably just rant about the idiots on the track and try and avoid talking about the brilliance of certain drivers. But no, I think a lot of it will be mostly racing and pretty much a bit of a news column for each week until we get to the off season. And like I say, things will probably just slow down a bit there.
Yeah, no, that sounds good. Richard, Villa on the up, new manager.
Yeah.
And so you're on the up because you've got a new manager. Let's face it. Oh,
Yeah,
you're not
yeah. I
eating,
mean,
are you?
it's what's that? Sorry.
And he's eating terrible. So yeah,
Takeaway.
Stevie G's took over. I obviously ran a little bit of a cheeky poll saying, did Stevie G actually bottle the Newcastle job, or was it just a coincidence? It was 50. I think it was 54-46. I think in favour of the bottle job. Then a lot of people saying, "Oh, we never offered him it," but he actually ruled himself out of it very early, didn't he? Saying he was never going to leave Rangers, and then suddenly he's the Villa manager. What's going on?
I know. Well, I mean, any sort of regular listeners to my podcast and obviously when I joined up with you guys as well, I've been championing Steven Gerrard for the last 6 months to be Villa manager. So he's got my vote anyway, if that means anything. But I think he's going to be the next great of that next crop of managers between sort of if we're talking about sort of Lampard's, Rooney's, Gerrard's. I just think he's got that steel and he's got that X factor about him, and he'll demand that respect. That I've thought Dean Smith did a great job in what he did. Took us up after the Steve Bruce effect that you boys you and Billy have experienced, and Eddie Howe will hopefully take you out of that as well. So Smith took us out of that, but I do think he had that ceiling of Villa is the biggest job that he'll ever have. I can't see him moving on from that. And I just think he took us as far as he could. I think had he not won the last 2 games of last season against Chelsea and Tottenham, I think he would have gone then. So yeah, hopefully Gerrard comes in and ruffles a few feathers, puts a rocket up a few Villa players' backsides, and they start doing what they should be doing, because they've been disappointing this season. But obviously, in terms of the shows, it's going to be great. You know, it's box office, isn't it? It's a big name. You know, it's Steven Gerrard back in the Premier League's massive.
Is Aidan happy with?
Oh, Aidan's my son.
Yeah. All right. Is he happy with it?
Yeah. To be honest, it's his first kind of like step into sort of managers getting sacked and new ones coming in where he's sort of interested in Villa. So yeah, I mean he's too young to know who Steven Gerrard is, to be honest. so it's just
not exactly going to have the DVD playing of Steven Gerrard.
So it's just like so it's just like a new manager to him. But you know, I've been like buzzing around the house, so he's happy because I'm happy, I suppose. So we'll see. Hopefully his next game, because he's been to 4 Villa games. We've lost all of them, and 3 of them have been 3-2 in the last minute. So hopefully, with Steven Gerrard in charge, you might be able to see a victory.
Oh man, that is
a great appointment. He's a hungry young manager, and it's exactly what Barcelona need to kind of push him on to the next level that Dean Smith, like you say, Dean Smith took him as far as he could. And credit to him for that. But I mean, Steven Gerrard, I think he's because of the hunger. It's like Eddie Howe. Both have got hunger in their bones. They want to prove themselves. Eddie Howe with the relegation at Bournemouth, and Steven Gerrard to prove himself as a Premier League manager for what might be around in the future. So I think it's great for him. I really do.
Yeah, and I think some of the things I've been watching and interviews I've seen with him, he's got, you know, obviously he's got that, you know, those standards that he sets from what he was as a player, but I think he's got that humility to bring people in that, you know more on the coaching side or know more on the experience side than him. You know, he's got Gary McAllister, who's been at Villa before, actually under Gerard Houllier, and he's got this Michael Beale, who's apparently a phenomenal coach who, you know, is the brains behind the operation. So you can imagine, you know, you can kind of picture it that, you know, you've got these guys doing the talking and the technical side, and then Gerard just walks in and just has that presence about him and just, you know, kicks Tyrone Mings up the arse and tells him to do what he needs to be doing. So, you know, that's what some of the Villa players needed, because I kind of feel like that sometimes the players were running the dressing room, particularly this season with lots of coaching changes, with John Terry leaving and people like that. You know, that sort of player that sets the standards, or coach, sorry, that sets the standards is kind of gone. So I'm happy, but you know, proof of the pudding's in the eating, and we've got Brighton next week, and we'll see what happens.
Yes, definitely. I just want to go back to one of the comments before, because I really like this one. There you go, Randolph. That was one that you were mentioning about the guys who obviously will enjoy other videos. They're not just going to follow because of crypto, which is great.
Yeah, that's good. That's good.
It's nice to see, isn't it? And, Tom, he's just followed you, so he's got an idea for F1. He obviously likes it himself, so that's good.
I've already followed him back.
See, I like that. See, that's what Twitter's all about for me. I've always made my Twitter account a follow for a follow. Will you shut up with England, Billy? No one cares. Especially Randolph. He doesn't care about England.
No, so I was commenting on the speed of the reciprocation of Twitter following, and I did the Formula 1.
But I'm terrible. I've always made my Twitter account a follow for a follow. So I always follow back. I don't care who you are. But I always think that it's a nice thing to do, because if you don't follow people back and you just follow them, then they don't get to see your stuff. So it kind of defeats the purpose of having followers. So I think it's always good to do it both ways. So good on you, Tom.
Yeah,
so we're going to have the first rendition of the pub roundup. So I have teamed up with someone who I've known for a while. Billy's in the group. He's going to remain anonymous because he's going to be giving me some info potentially from behind the scenes at Newcastle United, so we can break some news before the newspaper do and Sky Sports does and all this sort of stuff. So he was giving the info to somebody else, but since that person's a bit of a tool, he's going to start giving it to me instead, which is great. So probably was. So he's basically given me a list of 5 players that Newcastle are chasing. Now, this doesn't mean they're actually going to happen. He's not saying, these are the 5 players we are 100% going to sign. He's saying these are the 5 players that the agents have been told that Newcastle are interested in, and they're working on deals and talking to the players. And he knows an agent who is involved with 2 of these players, so he's confirmed them, but he won't tell me who, because then you start to work out who the agent is, and then the leaks go, and then you don't get any information again in the future. So that's how it works. I don't say who he is. I just give you the info, and we hope it's right. And sometimes it is, sometimes it isn't. But this is our hit list, so we'll talk about the players and whether you think they're a good idea. So we'll start with the first one, Nevenaki. Good player, Billy, or not?
I thought he was good at Bournemouth, but I think he's not good enough for Man City, so I think it'll be okay for us.
Yeah. Richard, what do you think?
Yeah, he's a very, very good player. You'll give some more names in a bit. I'm just not sure he's what you guys need as a central defender in terms of that solid stopper of a central defender that you guys need. But yeah, he's a very, very good player.
Annie, what do you think of him?
Don't like him. Move on.
Well, you're eating. Randolph, what about you? Do you think Nevenaki is a good player for Newcastle, or would there be one to hope we don't sign?
Oh, guys. Yeah, I don't know. I just think he was. It was a bit of a strange move for Man City because they already had, Laporte, and 3 or 4 good central defenders. So for me, it was one of those where he's signed for the money. Happy to sit on the bench. Hardly played for them. So it depends on who else you're going to name. Yeah. Because if there's better, if there's better players, then I'd say go for them, because you don't want to go for a money chaser.
Yeah, definitely.
Didn't City sign Ake first? Then they signed Diaz at the end of the window. I think that's what happened. Yeah,
I think they signed him as well because he was English, wasn't he? And they had to have their English quartet.
Well, he's Dutch.
£40 million.
No, is he Dutch? I thought he was English.
No,
that just throws that one out the window, then, doesn't it?
He may well have been in England for long enough to qualify, but he's definitely plays for the Dutch national team. I'm sure he does.
Maybe he's got dual citizenship.
Yeah.
Part of the rule.
He plays for Netherlands.
He's just 100% Dutch. Great.
But they had Stones, didn't they? They had Stones. They had
Laporte,
like Randolph says. Yeah. So
he played in the Euros, so he's Dutch.
Yeah.
You could have a dual citizenship though, like he could be available for England or before he played for Holland. So it might go towards that quartet of English players that you're meant to have, or dual citizenship and all. Or you've signed when you were 16.
Chelsea youth development system.
Yes.
Chelsea is.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, if you can get him on like a loan with an option, I think that wouldn't be a bad shout. I wouldn't be shelling out sort of 25-30 million for him.
Yeah. Richard loves a loan with an option because Anwar El Ghazi was a loan with an option.
we can exercise that option as soon as possible to get him out.
Bit too good for the championship. Let's move on.
He should have been alone on the bench last week after being sent off, but he got away.
Yeah, I know.
Terrible. Tom, what do you make of Nevenaki?
I think for the level of talent we're going to be able to get in January, he'd be a good signing. Because we're not going to be able to get the best of the best yet. We're going to have to go for improvements, and I think he would improve our defence. I do like Richard's idea of a loan, because we all know January transfer market is dodgy. Loan city, isn't it? It is dodgy, So I think if we can get him on loan, brilliant.
Well, it does say in the message here, Eddie Howe has been talking to Nevenaki and he's up for a move, loan to a permanent deal. So there'll be loan to the end of the season with an option to buy. So everything you're saying there kind of marries up, doesn't it? The The other good news to bring as well in this one, it says training ground plans being made to build a new state-of-the-art academy on the Rubens Racehorse ground. So that'd be right next to Newcastle's racecourse. So that'll be interesting.
That'd be good.
Yeah.
So
And we've got the old players in the knackers yard with the
Gosforth areas.
Yeah, Gosforth, yeah.
Right, the next signing, personally, I think this is a bit too far-fetched for us right now. But again, we're raiding Man City, Tom, and it's Riyad Mahrez. Again, he's got that connection with the owners, hasn't he? Like that sort of side of things. But
he's a summer signing.
Yeah.
If we can avoid the drop, he would be someone to go for in the summer. I mean, if he wants to go out on loan, again, a loan would be good. But I can't see somebody of that stature coming to us in January. No.
Especially with a relegation battle.
Yeah.
There you go.
I think
he's
on the bench for Poland tonight.
Is he? Oh.
Yeah.
Randolph, what do you make of Riyad Mahrez? I think that's a bit far-fetched for us at this time.
I think he's too big a part of Man City. I think there's a good chance that they'll put, obviously coming off that site, I think there's a good chance that Sterling is unhappy there with the amount of game time that he has. And somebody like Mahrez, every time he plays, he scores, or at least every other time. And then normally he gets picked for important games. I can't see him going anywhere.
Yeah, no, I'm not gonna. I think that's a bit of a pipe dream, that one, unless his contract's running out and he's not agreed to sign a new one, or because Pep's apparently leaving after next season, isn't he? So maybe Mahrez sees a way out.
They're playing Gabriel Jesus on his side of the pitch as a midfield player. So I don't think it's far-fetched at all. I think he might want to be out there playing first-team football. No, I don't know. I mean, the money we've got to spend, why not just buy him straight out?
Yeah, no, I agree with that one. Annie, what do you make of it?
Mahrez, not in January. I don't think a signing of that stature for a team.
But they are trying to make a statement. That's what they're trying to do as well, potentially, by bringing in a big name.
A statement would be good, but I think if Man City are in a title race with a 3-horse race and Liverpool, Chelsea, City at the top, they would want Riyad Mahrez. So I think City would be sensible enough to keep him there. And plus, why would if let's say Newcastle is still in a relegation battle, I think they're clear of the relegation zone, but still in a relegation battle. Why would Mahrez want to go there? Lot of factors, mitigating factors in that one. Well, he's being offered good money at City, to be fair. So I'm not really sure why you'd want to leave right now in the middle of the season.
Yeah, I get that. Richard, what about you?
No, I can't see it. I mean, if I just echo what Annie and Randolph have said, I think it'd be a fantastic signing for you if you could get him. But I think he's too important for City at the moment. Obviously, they're battling on more than one front, with Champions League and the other cups that they're in as well. And also, if Riyad Mahrez was to become available for a transfer, then I don't think just Newcastle would be going in for him. I think you'd have every club under the sun tracking him as well. So, yeah, I think
his attitude sometimes for me lets him down, though.
Yeah, maybe so, but I still think he's a wonderful player. I don't know. You think West Ham, maybe you'd think maybe even a shot back at Leicester or something. Everton, I don't know how much money they've got. Well, yeah, I mean, like you say, you guys could probably afford somewhere near what his wages are, but even so, I don't think he'd trade in City, like Annie said, for a relegation battle.
Yeah, I get that.
But it would be a hell of a coup if you could get him.
It would be, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
The next one is a player I would love to see at Newcastle, and I did actually say he's in my top 5 of players I would like to see signed. So I'm glad to see his name on this list, and that's Van de Beek at Man United, sitting on the bench. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's ruining his career. I think he'll be desperate for a move in January, and I think we could be top of that list. What do you think, Tom?
Oh, definitely. He's got some quality. I cannot believe he's left on the bench.
Oh, that's crazy, isn't it?
Yeah, that's all I can say. I think if we can get him, just throw money at him.
Yeah, I agree. Randolph, do you agree with that?
Yeah, as a Man United fan, I cannot understand why he isn't playing week in, week out. Because when he was playing at his previous club, even in the Champions League, I think it was against City, he ran the show home and away. I thought this is a guy that could have come in. So I don't know what he's done to Solskjaer. But yeah, again, I don't know how realistic it is. Is he happy at United? It doesn't look like it. But yeah, crazy that he's not playing week in, week out.
I agree. Solskjaer didn't want to sign him, so why you actually signed him in the first place is a bit of a mystery.
I think
but
so,
to sign him and then not play him, it's like, oh, why? I don't get it.
I think what might put a spanner in the works of that one is the fact that Ole Gunnar Solskjaer probably won't be there in January, and a manager with half a brain will pick Donny van de Beek every week for Manchester United.
Yeah, agreed.
Ooh.
Yeah, I
you
think
had to throw that spanner in the works, didn't you?
You'd have to move fast. You'd have to move fast if that is the case. But yeah, I think I can see that one. I can see that as a definite, more realistic option, and someone who would like definitely unlock that midfield for you in terms of, you've got the forward players. You just need that bit of creativity to get the ball to them.
Yeah, Shelby out, Van de Beek in all day long. Annie, do you agree?
Yeah, I think Van der Beek is definitely unhappy. He's not going to want to sit on the bench for United every week. With Fred and McTominay playing him ahead of him every single week, kind of seems an insult to a player who's reached the Champions League final in a critical midfield. He's just not been utilised effectively at all by Solskjaer, and I think he'll be on the way out in January, but. I think many clubs will be after him. I think teams like West Ham, Leicester, Everton, as Rich mentioned, will be after these kind of players, who Newcastle might be after as well. Players like Donny van de Beek, who's not been utilised at United Cities, etc. So yeah, I think there'll be a competition for Donny van de Beek, but I think with the money you could be offering potentially. I think with the potentially could be money you could be potentially offering. I think you could probably get it.
Anyone want to take that question from Judy? Because I don't know.
Can't see it.
Is this
question? Do any of you know how much about locker room politics? I'm wondering how the VDK exclusion must be manifesting in the locker room dynamic.
Seems like a nice guy.
Is this about Van der Beek? Is it?
I'm guessing.
Yeah, I guess it would have an effect, but I mean, it happens in most dressing rooms. If you're not playing, you're pissed off with the manager, aren't you? Yeah. And obviously, it was highlighted when he threw that water bottle down. It is what it is in dressing rooms. The players who aren't playing are always unhappy. You just as a manager, you've just got to try and keep them involved as much as possible. Yeah. I don't get the impression that Solskjaer is particularly good at that. But like someone like David Moyes, it's been said like week after week, he's great at keeping like the fringe players involved. But I'm not sure how good Solskjaer is at that yet. But players when they're playing, they're happy. Players when they're not playing, they're a nightmare.
I think there is a problem though with if you're a player and you're watching somebody like Van der Beek, because he's obviously given his stuff in training, he's doing well in training, and if other players can see what he can do, what he can achieve, and then the manager isn't picking him, then you're going to have those players questioning the manager's judgment, thinking, why is this guy not playing? We've seen what he's doing week in, week out. There's something else, and then that kind of puts a bit of a spanner in the works for the manager side of things.
Yeah, especially when the likes of Fred. I mean, he gets a lot of criticism.
How does Fred get a game?
Yeah, but I mean, even McTominay to a certain extent. I mean, McTominay runs about a lot, but he doesn't do anything. So you've got those two in midfield, and you're thinking like Lingard and Van der Beek must be thinking like, what have we got to do? Yeah. So you do get that.
I've just noticed there's 6 names on this list, not 5. The next one might clear up the Nathan Ake situation because it's James Tautowski at Burnley. Randolph, come to you for that one. Solid defender.
That's realistic. And every season, if you've got him in your dream team, he brings you big points. That's kind of a good indicator of if you don't follow a team like Burnley, he scores the odd goal. He gives them. He's a good player, and definitely would be one to improve for Newcastle.
Good. Tom?
Yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah.
Totally.
It's not really much more to add on that one, is there?
No,
Billy?
it's not.
Billy's just watching the England game.
No, I'm not that Boston fan, I'll be honest.
Oh, you're not?
Too
He's
slow.
solid.
Well, he's not, because he's in the team that's in relegation zone every year, and he's taking loads of goals, so he ain't solid, is he? Bearing in mind he's got an England goalkeeper that behind him. No, I don't think so. I'm not a fan of his. I'd sooner have Cody and Wolves.
Wow. Well, yeah. He's another player. Connor Cody. Richard, what do you make of that? 2-4, 1 against.
I think he's a good signing for you guys for what you need right now.
Yeah.
And if you were to like offer him 20-30% on his wages, he'd jump at it, I think, because he's got probably this would be his one big move. So I think you'd get him. I do agree with Billy there in terms of like he's not the quickest, but as a sort of a leader and a rallier of the troops, so to speak, like Lascelles has kind of dropped off a lot in that area, hasn't he? Like he used to be that for you guys the last 2 years, maybe 2 years ago, and he's kind of really dropped off in that area. So if you got a Tarkowski, and I think that'd be a good move. Tarkowski and Ake, that wouldn't be a bad combination, to be honest.
Yeah. I can see Lascelles going to Everton, if I'm completely honest with you. If he wants to move away, go back and link up with Rafa again.
Yeah, I think that's more than likely, like a Fulham or something. Yeah.
Annie, what do you make of Tarkowski? If I'm pronouncing the name right, I hope I am.
I think he's doing well because Burnley. Well, let's be honest, Burnley don't expect us to fight, but they do. Just do, and I think that a lot of that is based on that very good defensive solidity at the back with Tarkowski and me. Not me, Ben me. But Tarkowski is he's a fantastic player. He's been capped by England, and I think rightfully so. But I'm not 100% sold, to be honest. I think he's a great player, but I don't think he fits into this system. And with the fact,
which system though? We're not seeing what Eddie Howe's going to do
into Eddie Howe's style of play.
All right. Okay.
And how Sean Dyche plays is more suited to Tarkowski. And Eddie Howe would want a centre back split. He'd want them to progress the ball into midfield. He'd not want them to just sit there and constantly trying to target Chris Wood and Jay Rodriguez. He'd want them to play through the lines, try and build up an attack. And that's not what Tarkowski does. So I don't think he suits into Eddie Howe's style of play. I think when he had Rafa, I think it would have been suited perfectly, but not into. I don't think. I think it's a no from me just because of the style of play.
Yeah, it's a valid point. Very valid point. Right, come back to you, Randolph, because this is another Man United player apparently we're interested in, and that is Dean Henderson. A surprise for me.
Yeah, if you said this months ago, I'd have said, there would have been a chance. There would have been no chance. Sorry, because he seems to be a lot more solid than what was a year ago. There's less doubt in him being there for the next 2 years. Is Henderson happy playing second fiddle, or is he going to stay and try and push the first team? It's a 50-50. He can be a fantastic signing for you guys.
Definitely. I mean, it's a signing that we might need in the future, but I don't know if we need it right now because Dubravka's back. He's a great goalkeeper, but our backup's terrible, I think, personally. So I don't know if Henderson want to come and sit on our bench either. So that'll be a bit bit of a strange one. So, especially for January, I don't think a goalkeeper's a must. So let's see how that one pans out. Billy, do you agree with that?
Yeah, I agree with what you just said, yeah. I don't see Henderson as an improvement on Dubravka, and therefore not one I'll be pursuing.
Yeah, bit of a strange one for me. Richard, do you agree?
Yeah, I think the only reason why you'd go for him is if, I mean, is Dubravka really close to fitness, or has he had another setback or anything?
As far as I'm aware, he'd be playing the next game, or he could have played at the weekend, but he wasn't picked.
Yeah, so I think he might be just hedging his bets, maybe seeing what Dubravka's like in the next 3 or 4 games. You know, coming back from a bad injury, he might be a bit rusty, and then he might want to bring in his own goalkeeper to put a little bit of pressure on that number 1 spot. But yeah, I think there's 1 or 2 decent goalkeepers. That, Sam Johnston at West Brom's doing the rounds, and some rumours as well. Premier League clubs looking at him. There's Danny Ward at Leicester as well, who could probably go out and get first team football. So there's 1 or 2 decent goalkeepers out there you could probably get.
Yeah, I don't really need one though. This is the thing; it's a bit weird because we've got a very good talent coming through, winning England World Cup under 19s, was it, or 18s? One of the two. You know, he needs a bit more growing up, and he could be our number 1 for a lot of years. So let's see how it all works out with Woodman as well. Annie, what do you think about Henderson? I mean, there's no doubt he's a great goalkeeper. It's just, does he take the number 1 shirt straight away?
I disagree with Billy, to be honest, because I think Henderson's an upgrade on Dubravka. Because Henderson, let's not get ourselves there. Henderson was probably the integral reason Sheffield United finished 9th. And take Dean Henderson out of that squad, and Sheffield United finished bottom. To be fair, Jack O'Connell got injured as well, but Dean Henderson's a great goalkeeper, and I think he'd be great. But Dubravka's still a good goalkeeper. So I don't really see the point in investing probably the money United would demand for Henderson in January for what would be a signing which is not necessary and probably not integral to what Newcastle need to stay up.
Yeah, I agree with that. Tom?
I personally, I think I wouldn't even touch another goalkeeper. Dubravka is more than able. He is a brilliant goalkeeper. Get rid of Darlow. I think he makes too many silly mistakes. He'd be fantastic for a championship side as a first team goalie.
Yeah.
I think we need to give Woodman a chance. We've got loads coming through in the academy.
Yeah.
We've always been blessed with brilliant keepers. Always.
Wow, yeah.
I think it's one area that I've never worried about for Newcastle. I mean, it's just don't touch it because it's not broken. I think Dubravka's only ever let down by what's in front of him, and that's a whole or no defense.
Yeah. Looks like Randall's having a few technical issues with his phone and signal there. Again, the other thing, I mean, we've never had a great pair of goalkeepers since Shea Given and Steve Harper for me. They were two, when Shea Given was injured, Steve Harper came in. The only thing that let him down was his kicking. He was a great goalkeeper, though. Probably one of the best goalkeepers not to get an England cap, who probably deserve one in my eyes. That's just my Newcastle head on. The last player, now again, this is probably a little bit too far-fetched for my liking because he has just moved to AC Milan this season. I've got to try and pronounce his name. It's Fakori Tomori.
Okay.
Yeah, but he's only just gone to AC Milan this season, hasn't he? So to get him out of there in January would take a big money signing in my eyes. But again, another fantastic player.
It depends. If he's not settled in Italy, then maybe it's a viable one to go for. But again, he'd be the type of player that every club in England would be after because he's just improved himself.
But Billy, he's starting for Milan every single week, and Milan on top of the league. So I don't think he's.
But if he's not settled in Italy, he could be playing for the Pope. If he's not settled in Italy and he doesn't want to be there, he'll want to come back to England, won't he?
Yeah.
But I'm only surmising, I don't know. But that could be the reason why we're approaching players like him. Because he might not have settled in Italy. That's the only reason why I can see why he want to come back to England.
He'd be great signing.
Oh, Richard, go on.
Yeah, sorry. I think he'd be really good. On loan at Derby a few years back and looked really, really good. Yeah, he'd be great. I think on that, what Billy just said there about him not potentially settling it in Italy, and also he's been on the edge of a couple of England squads and not got in yet. So it might be that he's thinking, I need to get back in the Premier League to get back in the shop window to get in the England squad. That's another potential selling point for him. But yeah, I'd say out of those three centre backs, I'd say he was probably the best of those three for you. In terms of like up and coming, what you like, he's got a bit of everything. He's got the hardness that probably Tarkowski's got, and he's got the pace that Ake's got, and he's a bit more of a Rolls Royce type centre half as well. Got the ability on the ball, so I think you'd have a complete centre back there. So that'd be a hell of a sign if you could get him. As I say, I'm not sure whether you will, but it'd be a hell of a signing.
Yeah. What do you think, Randolph?
Yeah, I agree with what Billy said. I agree with what Billy said. And what Rich said. Yeah, great player. There must be something in all of these names on the list, whether it's unhappy at the club, like Van der Beek, or unhappy abroad. You don't have a name on the sheet and go after somebody who's just moved to AC Milan. It's their name is there for a reason. So it's probably down to him. Something's been on the grapevine, has got back to Newcastle, or got back to somebody about his family life or something for his name to actually be there. So there's got to be no smoke without fire.
Yeah, I agree with that. I mean, there's 6 very potentially good signings there on that list. If we can get maybe 2 or 3 of them, would that be a good January window, Billy?
Yeah, I think there's probably more that we've been linked with the likes of Kieran Trippier. If we can get hold of him, that'd be a great signing too. And
not on that list though, which is a bit of a strange one. So I wonder if there's actually much in that or not.
But perhaps the other agents aren't in contact with your contact. It's not just super agents out there.
I love it. Well, that wraps up the pub corner. That is going to become a bit of a one-off show every now and again. I do have big plans for transfer deadline day, which I'm going to get you all roped into, which will be on January the 31st. I am planning on Billy hosting the show, hopefully, and me being outside the training ground at Newcastle. Fingers crossed. And then we'll see if there's any. Yeah.
I'll be behind you with a purple dildo or something.
Yeah. Yes. We'll put bets on what colour my tie is going to be. All this sort of stuff. Why not?
And I'll be in sunny old Boston.
Yeah. And obviously, we need people keeping an eye on Sky Sports News for other stuff and stuff like that. But I want to be outside the training ground for it to see who comes in, who doesn't. Try and get a Harry Redknapp style interview with someone through a window. I'm going to try my best because it'll be something different. I don't think anyone else has ever done it before. So that's a plan for January. Just let's wrap up the show because we're done our hour, and thank you very much for everyone staying on so long. Quick shout out to the prizes we've given away, even though the prizes can never hear us because they're just prizes, but we've given away a retro shirt, a Peter Beardsley signed postcard. We've given away a Newcastle United signed frame shirt 2005 full squad. We've given away a lovely plaque of the Newcastle sign. What else was in that? There was some other Alan Shearer testimonial program as well.
Bobby Robson t-shirt.
The which one?
Bobby Robson t-shirt.
Bobby Robson t-shirt. Jesus, how did I forget that? Jeez, yeah. There's so much stuff we've given away. It's crazy, and there's so much more to come. I have got my hands on another of those plaques. Obviously, me and a few of the guys from a group chat are going to Matt Ritchie's box in February against Villa. So I'm going to try and get Matt Ritchie to sign a few things. I'm going to a talk-in with Peter Beardsley 2 weeks on Friday, so I'm hoping to get some more signed stuff from him as well, which we'll give away. There's so much to offer, subscribing to this channel. Richard, have you given away the? Is it?
I haven't done my goodie
poster?
bag yet. Yeah, I haven't.
Bag yet? Oh,
I keep
Richard.
forgetting every time I'm on my show. I get off and I think, oh, I forgot to do it. But yeah, that's still available. So I'll be pushing that on this next week. So hopefully I've got a guy, a real good analytics guy who writes for the Birmingham Mail coming on Tuesday, I think, potentially Tuesday or Wednesday, to do a little bit of a mid-season review on the players in terms of stats and obviously talk about the Steven Gerrard. So PGR Analytics is called on Twitter. So I'm hoping, fingers crossed, to get him onto the show.
Awesome. We're going to keep trying to smash out the prizes. It's just getting a hold of them, and we are trying our best. I do actually have the generosity on Twitter when you meet these people, and you don't know who they are, they don't know you, but someone's actually offered me a Newcastle signed shirt because he goes to the ground round about Christmas time. Everyone knows him. Hopefully the people who are still employed that he knows, fingers crossed. But he says he gets a few signed shirts for charity, and he's offered to give one of them to me to give away on the show as well. So we'll have an up-to-date signed shirt for free to give away, which is just absolutely incredible that someone would offer to do that for no reward or nothing in return. So it's amazing. So, it's amazing the amount of people who have got involved in this channel. It's been crazy, and long live it, long may it continue.
Oh, and a shout out to my co-host on the Sweet Spot, Baz. Bill Ronald.
Yes, Bill didn't make it, unfortunately.
Some of the people he brought to the Sweet Spot have been absolutely phenomenal. We've had Jeff got on. Monday was got can't remember the bloke's name.
Oh, you put me on the spot now.
He's a commentator.
Yeah,
I don't know. Jesus.
Mark
Robson.
Yeah.
But Mark Robson put on Monday. He's a funny chap and a great commentator too. So some of the guests we get on there. Also, we've got stuff to give away. Bill's got some stuff he's got to give away also in the golf show. So yeah,
John Daly signed frame shirt.
Yeah, he's a fantastic bloke. Diamond Key's a fantastic co-host and a jolly nice bloke to boot.
I was coming to that. So thanks. So basically, let's wrap it up with what we've got coming and how you can get a hold of it every week. So we always start on a Monday. So Monday is going to start off with Tom in the afternoon with his F1 show, hopefully with Paul and maybe other guests in the future. We then go on to Billy at about 6:30, 7 o'clock for the Sweet Spot with Bill and the amazing guests that he gets. I mean, some of the names he's thrown out at us are incredible. We even might have Ronan Keaton coming on. I mean, that is just like top level, unbelievable stuff. I'm turning into him off Sky now, aren't I? And again, I mean, they even had that lady golfer. I forget her name. I'm terrible with names, but she was in the Solheim Cup. Yeah, Karen. Yeah, sunk her winning putt and everything, and she's coming onto our channel and wants to spend time with Billy too. Don't go there, Billy. So that's Monday wrapped up. Then we go to Tuesday. So we have the Premier League Roundup, which I think is a great show. Randolph, if you ever want to come on that, being a Man United fan, you're more than welcome to come on to that. I know you're really busy, but we like to have different voices from different clubs on there. And it's different every week, and it's a great show. Then on Wednesday, we have the mental health, which I like to give an hour back to people to come on and talk. We're hoping a rugby show is going to be put on either Tuesday or Wednesday. We'll see how that goes. You've got the Villa Park podcast on Tuesday.
Yeah, I think at the moment I'm whenever. It's like whenever whenever there's news, I'm on. So I'm using it as best I can. So,
but you do normally have your once a week show, which is
once a week show tends to be Tuesday or Wednesday. Tuesday
or Wednesday, depending on how things are. So that takes us to Thursday. I'm trying to think what we got on a Thursday. Normally we have the look ahead with me and Billy. Was going to be a League One, League Two show, but unfortunately that collapsed. But then we've got a boxing show potentially on a Tuesday or a Thursday as well. That's going to be new to the channel. Friday, we normally have it as a free open day for anyone to get anything in before the weekend. Thing like Randall's talk, sports talk, his crypto stuff potentially on a Friday or a Saturday, depending on how things work out. Saturday, we've got Linda now doing yoga in the morning to get your day off to a great start, and not just a box of tissues. You've actually got to do the yoga. I know what Chippers will be like. So, exactly.
PG.
Yeah, exactly. Sometimes we have watch-alongs for the games. I do them. Billy does them. Richard does them for Villa sometimes. And then that takes us to Sunday with the Championship Roundup. Oh, Saturday night wrestling, 9:00. That's a new show. It's going to be, God, there's so many of them. So the wrestling I'm really looking forward to because I do enjoy it. I used to love it. And hopefully that'll appeal to the American market as well and get them into the golf as well. There's just so much to look forward to. I will do a schedule and I will tweet it out with every single show on what day they're on, and there'll be 2 confirmed for some of the shows because it just depends on guests and things like that. Please do, if you're a Newcastle fan, check out the Les Ferdinand interview I did with Bill. That was just incredible, a dream come true, speaking to a number 9 legend. We are hoping to get more guests like that on in the future. I was trying to arrange Gavin Peacock and Steve Watson, but that seems to have gone a bit cold. I will keep plugging away to do it. And hopefully one day we'll have Big Al on. That is the dream, to get Alan Shearer on. I've got a replica of his testimonial shirt, which is only about 50,000 were printed. And I'm going to arrange somehow Bill, when Shearer goes to Loch Lomond to play golf, to sign it. Once we've got it signed, I'm going to auction it off. Or raffle it off. I can't believe I'm going to do it. And I will give a percentage to Shearer's Foundation, a percentage to the food bank, and then a percentage to me because it's my shirt. But that is something in the pipeline, and that's, God, I bought that shirt years and years ago when he retired. So it's just been sat in a bag again because the missus won't let me put anything up on the wall. Green screen's the best I can do. And so that's everything about the channel, about the guys who were involved. There's a few of them that couldn't make it. Ian, who's going to be doing the boxing and a bit of NUFC. Louis is going to do the wrestling. Linda, the yoga. Stevie, the West Ham stuff. Bill, the golf. That wraps everyone up, doesn't it? And then you guys, you beautiful guys on the screen, of course, which has been amazing. Is there anything you guys want to say, Billy? First of all, anything you want to shout out?
Yeah, we've got other shows too that are kind of one-offs that we do now and again. There's the archive show that I do with
Richard.
The Arsenal support, Billy Rich. And there's other shows as well that we occasionally do, don't we? The Premier League Roundup's a fantastic show to watch. I mean, we've had such fun doing that. And we've had absolute stream doing it. And Tuesdays in particular was quite fun. But
Randolph, you're going to have to get involved with that one on the Premier League Roundup because I think you'll really enjoy that.
Yeah, definitely. It's definitely a show to be involved with. It's great fun to do, and I've watched them back as well, and they're great fun to watch. So as well as the actual knowledge that goes into it, it's sometimes we have fun doing it. So yeah, it's just onwards and upwards now. Let's get to 2000 and get further on.
Yeah, definitely. Randolph, is there anything you want to say before you drop off? And please, if you are available on a Tuesday night, let us know because we'd love to get you involved in that show.
Yeah, I've got quite a few, football guys who are in my show, like a Leeds fan who's got his own football academy out in America. Traveled the world. He's been to China. He traveled from America to Australia to watch Leeds playing the pre-season friendly against Man United. That kind of commitment. So I got lots of fans like that who would happily come on. Who runs the rugby show?
Billy will be.
Right, no, because I can get. I got access to Welsh rugby players. I got a few British Lions players from the past who I've interviewed in a room. My ex-PE teacher was a British Lion who was in the 1971 South Africa tour of the Invincibles. So I get access to him.
Again.
Say that again.
Who was the 1971 Lion? Say his name again.
Roy Burgess. He played in the centre. He played in the centre. He was my PE teacher. I've got him on speed dial. I can have him on any time you want. Not a problem.
Brilliant centre as well.
Love it.
Yeah.
This is why we have a community rather than just having me blab on about Newcastle stuff, because the stuff we can bring you is incredible. Anything else you want to say, Randolph? The Premier League show is a bit different. It's like it's me, Richard, Billy. There's the no context humor guy, Richard the Eagle. There's like Stephen the Eagle, Linda, PDP. Joel. We all just come on. We have about Joel. There's about one host and 5 different people come on out of the group that we've got, and we just talk about the weekend's fixtures and talk about the results and just have a laugh together, really, for about an hour and a half. It's every Tuesday night after a Premier League weekend, of course, so it won't be on this Tuesday. But if you would like to throw your name in the hat, or Steve, there's 2 Steves, there's Scotty. Yeah, there's so many people. But if you want your name thrown in the hat, let me know if it's something you're interested in.
So no context humour, as in that's Steve, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah.
Palace fan.
Yeah, very funny guy.
Yeah, I know Steve. Yeah.
So if you want to be involved in that, I'll put you in the group if you want.
Yeah, fine.
Yes. Tom, go.
Just I don't really have a lot to say, to be honest. I think I've said most of it. Just if anyone's willing to watch me on Mondays, just bear with me for a few weeks while I get into the swing of it again.
Yeah. I can't wait for the F1 show. I really can't. Come on, Annie. What have you got to say? To anyone from the Championship watching, listen to Annie now, because he's going to pitch why you need to watch or why you need to get involved.
You can listen to me talk about absolute delusion about Bristol City, and then you can criticize me in the comments, and then you can also watch Simon take the absolute piss out of me. But who cares? It's a great show. You'll thoroughly enjoy it. We go through every single game. We don't cover the midweek, but we cover the weekend absolutely thoroughly. Go through every single game, talk about it in detail, talk about the team, talk about the league table, everything generally, and I think just championship related, sacking managers, everything like that. And I think I'd say we're quite detailed, quite good experts on the championship. Simon's a bit more biased than me, but
get out of it.
Simon's hilarious at times.
Simon is very committed to the channel, but yes.
Do you know what it is? He really is, and I haven't given him a shout out tonight, which is I should have. Simon,
I shout out Simon.
You do. I spoke to Simon on Twitter, and he told me he was a Huddersfield fan, and I got talking to him. I said, "Look, I've got this young lad who needs some support, because obviously you're not allowed to host on your own without an adult." And Simon was willing to step forward. The amount of messages I had a week before the first show were incredible. He said, "I'm too nervous. I can't do it." I'm like, "Of course you can. Just don't worry about it." He's like, "Nah, don't want to do it." And I was just like, "Simon, just take a deep breath. You'll enjoy it." And he texted me right before the show, "I'm too nervous. I can't do it." I'm like, "Simon, just hit that button. Get on live. Otherwise, I'll never forgive you." And he did. And since then, he's just come out of his shell, hasn't he, Annie? He really has. He was a couple of episodes, he was nervous. He always does get nervous. He tells me I get nervous before I come online as well. And he just said, "Look, I've come out of my shell a lot. I've gained a lot of confidence from it." And that's another reason why I wanted so many other people involved, was to, like Billy said, lockdown, stuff like that. It's helped people gain a bit of extra confidence, grow an extra foot, because this isn't an easy thing to do. People think it's just you sitting in front of a camera and it's easy to talk to. It's not. It's very, very difficult. It's took me 7 years to make my own channel after my best mate told me to do it. And I bottled it, and I wish I didn't, because that was at the time when the Chew Geordie was just starting out. And my mate said, "You're better than him because you're more, accurate in what you say and stats and stuff like that," where he was a bit more shouty. And he said, "You should do it." And I said, "Nah, I wouldn't even know where to start." And oh God, I wish I took his advice all those years ago now. But
and the thing is,
we're doing it now.
And you didn't have a channel in?
Yeah, I didn't. No, I went on John's channel first of all for 5 minutes. Then Paul messaged me asking me if I wanted to come on his channel. I did that for about, was it 4 or 5 weeks, I think, before I made the decision to do my own channel, because people were asking me about it and why I didn't do one. And now look at it. Look at all the people we've got involved. All you guys are loving it. And yeah, I'm proud I did it. And it'll always be here forever now, won't it? So people will always be able to watch World of Sport TV, which is incredible. And the content is just second to none, I think. You know, I watch other people's stuff, and I think sometimes, you know, how they're getting more views than us, because I think the work you guys put in and the chat you do, I don't know what we need to do to break that barrier that they've already broken, but we will get there, and I'm determined to do it. Work does get in the way, but I promised you all guys from the start, you know, when we break that 2,000, 5,000, 10,000, which we will do, you know, we're all going to be rewarded for it as well. So I'm really looking forward to it and excited for the future. That's a great way to end the show. So, actually, it's not. That is, subscribe. If you haven't done it already, hit that button. But thank you, Randolph. Thank you, Tom. Thank you, Billy. Thank you, Richard. Thank you, Annie, for being involved. Thank you for coming on as well, because I know that took up most of your night. And it's a Friday night, and we're not having a beer, which is not good, because I've got to go to work tomorrow.
Not me.
Annie,
You've had 16 beers already, Annie. Yeah,
exactly. But you all enjoy your weekend, and no doubt I'll be speaking to you again very, very soon. Good night, everyone.
Cheers, guys.
Good night, everyone.
Yeah.
Good night.